Hey, what's up, Eagles Nation? It's your guy, Cool Eagle, back here with another video. Just came to talk with you guys about that embarrassing loss to the Green Bay Packers, the potential end of the Carson Wentz era, and how we're going to move forward from here. Because like previous games, this Green Bay game was a very winnable game if he coached his team strengths. We clearly didn't do that, and the result and the narrative is the same. A loss and who to blame. Even though this is clearly an indictment on Doug Peterson and Howie Roseman, who have failed Carson Wentz and have caused a controversy that is really not needed right now. But again, these indictments are just like coming to full circle. Like you draft a guy in the second round at a position that you just paid $128 million to. You wonder why his confidence is shot, because he's in the same situation again where he has to prove himself, even though he just took you to the playoffs that year before with a crap of a team that you put around him. And now you have a lot of Eagles fans, riding that wave. Even though since 2018, because we know what Wentz represented in 2017, he's 10th highest passer rating on third down, 5th best red zone passer rating, 7th best passer rating versus teams over 500, and 3rd in passer rating versus top 10 defenses. But yet Carson Wentz is the sole problem for his team's failures, according to a lot of Eagles fans. Because what I seen last night from their new savior in Jalen Hurts, it's the same thing that they've been getting from Carson Wentz this whole season. He throws a touchdown, he does some good, but then he does some bad that completely cancels out everything he did prior because of some mitigating factors and his own individual play. So these Eagle fans will be the reason why we see the dark ages for the next few years, because they just completely ignore these other facts. Like you have aging offensive personnel and bad contracts, especially at the wide receiver and O-line position, that are giving a record number of sacks, that are top 3 in drops in the league, that are worst in getting separation from the defender. Injuries to key players that have plagued us every year, even though, we've said that we don't use that excuse because every team is suffering that, but these are the facts. And these are some of the indictments on the front office and in the coaching, personnel, not keeping players accountable, okay? Lack of adjustment. That has been a persistent problem since 2018, and not running the ball. Okay, talent around him being inexperienced, especially at the O-line and wide receiver positions. 2 positions that directly affect the quarterback's performance, but you have Eagles fans who are blatantly ignoring this. Carson Wentz was hit the most, blitzed more, and sacked more. About to break records that physically no quarterback wants to break, especially in sacks against his own body. So at this point, where do you go from here? So obviously, I still would rather have Howie fired. But right now, I'd rather have Doug fired too. Doug can go too, because if this is how you scheme an offensive plan, if you just refuse to change, if you just accept having an ego that's detrimental to this team, then you need to go too. And for a lot of you Eagles fans who are clamoring for this man's job without doing any kind of research, man, I really hope you kick yourself in the shin when you see Carson Wentz doing so much better on another team, because that's clearly what's about to happen. I don't see how you're Carson Wentz and not request a trade from a team that has consistently failed you over the years, that has paid you, but is doing what they're doing right now. I just don't understand. And you have everybody else seeing it, but you're not seeing it. Howie Roseman, Doug Peterson, a stale offense, bad management and poor talent evaluation, Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalf, Jefferson over Rager, and the list goes on. But yet we clearly put the blame on Carson Wentz because it's so easy. He plays the most used position in the NFL at quarterback, especially in Philadelphia. So it's so easy to put the blame on one person and blatantly just ignore everything else. And that's where we're at. We're putting the blame on one person, clamoring for another man's job, even though the man behind them is doing just as bad, if not worse. He's just a little bit faster. So I don't know what more content creators have to do to push Eagle fans in the right direction. To exude them of singling out just one person and looking at the big picture. On a failed art picture, you just don't look at bad color on one aspect of the artwork. You look at the whole artwork and determine what's wrong, and bringing it full circle as to get a collective conclusion on what the problem is. But this is something that we're not seeing in our fan base, and this is why we're going to see the dark ages, and this is why we're probably just going to tank the rest of the year, because I don't see us winning too many more games with this kind of performance. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, though.